Peace, family. This video right here is about religion and numerology and how the Caucasian, once being educated upon the science of numerology by our ancestors in Egypt, he used this to enslave us. Now, if you go look at my video titled "Money," I break down how money is how money was created mentally on a non-spiritual frequency and used to enslave you infinitely, because numbers are infinite. But right now, we're going to deal with the main three religious books, which is the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran, and how Judaism is the creator. Just like how you have a company and you got each company is a small business, Judaism is the company of is the top company, and the small businesses are Christianity and Islam, which are extensions of Judaism. Now we understand that the number 13 is the 13th letter in the alphabet is the letter M, which means master. Which is the letter M, but it makes read M stands for master. We also understand that the 13th vertebrae is the first vertebrae where feminine energy is actually commuted through the spine. The 14th vertebrae actually commutes male energy. We understand that the universe builds predicated upon electrons, and female energy is the energy of the cosmos. So the life force actually first commutes in the body through the chakras, through the 13th vertebrae. So the number 13 is very relevant in numerology. But with that being said, when you're dealing with the number 13, when you look at the Torah, we understand that the Bible was written based upon the Torah, and these teachings were stolen from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Coffin text, as well as the Pyramid text, and other sources from Kemet. But specifically, when you're dealing with 13, not only is the number 13 positive in numerology, we want to deal with astrology. You got the 12 zodiac signs and the 13 zodiac signs, the sun. Also in Egypt, they had the Egyptian burial funerary depictions on the wall, where you would have 12 judges and then the one dead deity, and they would be judging the soul of the deity. So the Egyptians understood the science of number 13. Now, why is it important? Because the number 13 is secretly recorded in the name of the book of the the Torah, which is also in Hebrew pronounced the Tanakh. So when we're dealing with the Tanakh, it's spelled Tanakh. So Tanakh. That's 6 letters. Now follow me, family. The Tanakh is the T stands for Torah in the Tanakh. The N stands for Nebim in the Tanakh, which is Nebim, and then it's A, and then it's K, which is Ketubim in the Tanakh, and then you have the H. Now, just like the Bible is comprised of books like Matthew, John, and Luke, the Torah is comprised of books like the Torah, the Nebim, and the Ketubim, if I'm pronouncing it right. If not, that's how you spell it. So with that being said, why is it important? Because when you add the letters up, first of all, Tanakh, aka the Torah, but we're dealing with the original name now, the Tanakh. The Tanakh is 6 letters long, so keep the number 6 in your head. So you got the Tanakh, family. And then after the Tanakh, when you spell it out, you got T, which is Torah, so that's 1. And then A means nothing. And then N is for Nebim, so that's 2. And then the next A means nothing. And then the K is for Ketubim, that's 3. And then after that, after the K, you got the H. After the K, you have another letter that means nothing. So in between the T, the N, and the K, you got 2 A's. So 3 times 2 is 6. So now Tanakh is 6 letters long, and then you have the T, the N, and the K, which is 3 meaningful letters, and then the 2 A's, which is non-meaningful. So now that's 3 times 2. So you got 6 plus 6. So now we at 12. So now you have one last letter, which is the H, which we never used. That's 1. So 12 plus 1 equals 13. So now here goes the number 13 remanifesting itself in the name of the Tanakh. Now why is this important? Because when you go, we keep it at number 13 now, family. Now I want y'all to get a sheet of paper and write out Tanakh. Tanakh. So now when you get that, go to the first letter, which is T, and cross the T out. Now all you got left is Anakh. 5 letters now. Now from the first letter now, which is now A, go 3 letters over and cross it out. So now you should have left Ankh, aka that spells Unk. So the word Tanakh actually secretly means Unk. They stole it and predicated a false religion based upon our ancestors' understanding of numerology. Now why is this important? Because in the Jewish culture, Judaism, at a 13-year-old's boy bar mitzvah, because what they say, when you become 13, you become worthy and you get your manhood and all of that, blah, blah, blah. Skipping the details of the process. At the bar mitzvah, they give you which is called a tefillum. And a tefillum is a black square box, and it's on a leather band. And they wrap the leather band around the boy's wrist 7 times, and then the duration that's left of the band is wrapped around the base of the hand 3 times, and then the 2 fingers on the hand 3 more times. So we understand 7 plus 3 plus 3 is 13. 7, then another 3, 8, 9, 10, and then another 3, 11, 12, 13. So all through the Judaism and the Jewish culture, the number 13 is prevalent. Now, why is it important? Because I bang on Christianity, so we're going to skip Christianity for 2 seconds. We're going to go to Islam. Muslims try to act like, no. All of that's based off of the same thing. Muslims believe in Jesus too, but why is it important? Because when Muslims travel to Mecca to go take their Hajj, they have what's called the Kaaba. It's spelled K-A apostrophe A-B-A. So I believe I'm saying it right. The Kaaba. If not, it's K-A-A-B-A. And Muslims go, with the Kaaba is a big black building that looks like a giant box. Now remember I told you in the Jewish culture they have a black box, which is a tefillin that is wrapped around a 13-year-old boy's arm in the bar mitzvah. Well, in Mecca, they have the Kaaba building. And guess what the measurements of this building is? 13 feet evenly. It's 13 feet high and 13 feet all around. So the number 13 is still relevant in the Islamic culture, because it comes from Judaism. And then they have the black stone on the building, on the Kaaba building, that you either touch it or you have to point at it with your right hand. Now, why would you have to point at this stone with your right hand? Because the stone was actually encased and shaped in something that's the shape of a vagina, and your right hand is the side of your body that's photons, positive energy. The sun is positive energy. Man runs off positive energy, aka the penis. So you point at the black stone, which is symbolic to the vagina or the womb, with the side of your body that's symbolic to your penis. Now, why is it important? Because this is symbolic to the Ankh. Because when you look at the Ankh cross again, the top loop is the vagina. The two little other 90-degree angles. I mean, the 90-degree angle that creates the two sides of the Ankh is the ovaries, and then the long staff is the penis. So everything is predicated off the Ankh in Egyptian culture, and everything is predicated off of numerology. So understand the science behind numerology and where it comes from. They stole everything from the Egyptians, and everything is based off astrology. The Egyptians have been dealing with astrology since 4000 BC, even before they say Egypt was even founded by the Anu people who lived over there. They have over 4,000-year-old astrological structure called the Nafta Playa. N-A-F-T-A space P-L-A-Y-A, the Nafta Playa. Go look it up. They got, our ancestors had rocks that actually were aligned exactly with the stars, and each rock was significant to like 1 light year of how far the stars were. We already had this stuff calculated. So understand where they stole this shit from. But getting back on point, Judaism created Christianity and created and created Islam, which I'll be giving a lecture on titled The Spiritual Spider Web. I'll be doing it on the web. I'll be giving a webinar so everybody can see, family. And this is just a small dose of the information, because that lecture is predicated upon how religion is set up to make you sell your soul to negative entities. But outside of that, yes, understand the science behind numerology and religion. Everything stems from Judaism, and Judaism stole this information from Kemet. So family, understand who the guys is and understand who it is that's actually the authors of all sciences. And with that being said, family, peace.